You know that feeling, right? You're in a class or maybe a training session and you're just going through the motions. But what if the biggest, most important lessons aren't even on the syllabus? Well, today, we're going to uncover those hidden opportunities for learning that are literally all around us, if we just know how to look.
So, I want you to think about the last time you learned something new. Were you just ticking boxes on a checklist, or did you kind of find your own way, your own path to really getting it? That question, that's at the heart of everything we're about to dive into. To really wrap our heads around this, we need to get familiar with one key concept. It's called learning affordances. And trust me, it's a super powerful idea that's going to completely reframe how you see every single learning tool and environment.
Okay, so an affordance isn't something that a book or a classroom or even an AI chatbot has. Nope. It's all about what you, the learner, can do with it. Think about a chair. A chair affords sitting, right? But only if you see it as something to sit on. The opportunity only really exists when it's noticed and, crucially, acted upon.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. This whole idea of affordances, it totally exposes the limits of how we normally approach teaching and learning.
This is the standard playbook. It's all outcome-based. The lesson is planned with these super specific goals, and success is just measured by whether or not those goals were hit. It's basically a checklist.
And that checklist approach, it keeps us stuck at the very top, what researchers call the tip of the iceberg of reflection. We're only asking what happened. Did the students learn the vocabulary? Yes or no? We never, ever get to the deeper questions.
And this, right here, is the core difference. An outcome-based approach just asks, hey, did my plan work? But an affordance-based approach, it asks, what possibilities for learning actually popped up and what stopped someone from grabbing them? It's a way deeper, way more powerful conversation. So, let's take this idea and rocket it into the modern day and talk about the cutting edge of education, AI-powered learning. Because if a simple classroom has all these hidden opportunities, just imagine the possibilities packed inside a tool like an AI tutor.
I mean, the potential seems infinite, doesn't it? An AI can be your conversation partner, a grammar checker, a cultural guide, even a debate opponent. But, and this is a big but, just because that potential is there doesn't mean every learner can actually see it, let alone use it.
To really break this down, researchers came up with this brilliant framework with 5 lenses. First, there's perceptibility. Can the learner even see the opportunity in the first place? Second, valence. Do they see it as a good thing or a bad thing? Third, intentionality. Are they using it on purpose? Fourth, compositionality. Can they string a few actions together to create a real learning strategy? And finally, normativity. Does it feel like a normal or appropriate thing to do?
And to see this in action, let's check out this fascinating study where 4 different learners were given the exact same AI tool, ChatGPT, for some self-directed English practice. You'd think their experiences will be similar, but they couldn't have been more different.
All right, let's meet our 4 learners. We've got An, the proactive strategist, who's just ready to jump in and play. Then you have Bin, the cautious engager, a little more hesitant. Kwang is our analytical planner, with very specific goals in mind. And finally, there's Deem, the confident explorer. They all have the same tool, but as you're about to see, they're on 4 very, very different journeys.
First up is An. She immediately saw the AI's open-ended nature as this massive opportunity. For her, the conversational freedom was obvious and just plain exciting. She didn't need a lesson plan, she just dove right in, like a kid in a candy store.
Now take a look at Bin. He also saw that the AI could correct him, but his initial reaction, that valence, was negative. He saw corrections as a threat to his confidence, not as a helpful tool. The affordance was right there, but his mindset turned it into something he wanted to avoid.
Kwang's story was totally shaped by normativity, by what he felt was normal. He thought it was socially inappropriate, awkward, to be the one directing the AI, so this personal belief held him back. Even though the AI afforded him total topic control, his idea of how the conversation should work stopped him from using it.
And finally, Diem's story is all about that aha moment of perceptibility. At first, she didn't even realize she could be proactive and ask for feedback. But the second the AI offered a correction on its own, a light bulb went off. That possibility suddenly became visible to her, and boom, she immediately saw its value and started using it on purpose.
So you have 4 learners, 1 tool, and 4 completely different outcomes. It really forces us to ask a pretty fundamental question. What is the real key to effective learning? You know, it's so easy to get excited about the latest app or the newest AI model. But what this research shows us is that the tool itself, it's not the most important part of the equation.
And this is it. This is the whole thing. Real learning happens when a person sees a possibility, values it, and has the confidence to actually act on it. The power isn't in the tool's features, it's in the human who decides to use them.
So, to wrap this all up, the big takeaway is that learning opportunities aren't just handed to us on a silver platter. They're possibilities that we have to notice and then activate. It's our mindset, our confidence, and our goals that truly unlock the potential in any learning environment. Doesn't matter if it's a traditional classroom or chat with an AI. At the end of the day, the key is, and has always been, the learner.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on in your own life. In your work, your hobbies, your studies, what hidden affordances have you been overlooking? What amazing possibilities are just sitting there, waiting for you to see them?